Greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your divinely guided rune reading for the week. As usual, we'll get a rune and a runic tarot card for clarity and another rune for clarity for each of the positions in your rune reading here this week. And at the very end, as usual, we'll get an oracle card. This week, we are using the Dragon's Path Oracle deck, so stay tuned for that here, Taurus, at the very end. Getting into your rune for the energetic past here is the rune of Rado. Rado is, or Rado, however you want to pronounce it, right, is about following your joy, being present, following those energetic waves in your life, not resisting to those, but riding along with them. This could be indicative of a change of house, spouse, or career in your energetic past, so please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Why I say that is because this is you more in step with following your joy, where you're wanting to, or being guided anyway, or challenged or blessed, however that resonates with you, to follow divine flow, in step with divine flow. So you're not going to surrender anymore to discordant, abusive, or stagnant, kind of going nowhere, or abusive kind of like energies. So with that is why I say it could have been a change of house, spouse, or career in your energetic recent past. All right, so needing to stay more in like following your joy, following your bliss, and following your energetic calling, your divine path. All right, the Seven of Wands reversed. Yeah, feeling kind of stuck in your path here, looking for that kind of clarity as far as direction on your path goes, and which way you're kind of manifesting, how you're being heard, how you're being received, how you are projecting as well. This is all new to you. This is an uncovering of mysteries. This is like with Pertho, the Gambler's Cup here, clarifying. This has been like an energetic leap where divine has been saying, look, just do it. Take that step. I got you. Sometimes we need to take a couple steps back to get a running start, to make that jump, right? To bridge that gap. And that's okay. So Pertho here is going to make sure that we are shifting our our perspectives as we pivot and turn with these energies in divine flow, and uncovering these new instances of understanding, of understanding, of introspection, of that inner kind of clarity of that. This sort of feels almost like a rite of passage, or kind of like could be competitiveness kind of energy that is around you here in your energetic past. Okay, again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't here, Taurus. I'm a Taurus moon sign, so this is very interesting for myself as well. I try not to read myself, though, as we go through. Yara here is the rune of your irreversible right now, what's happening with you right now. This rune means year, or means harvest too. At the end of the year, we make a harvest. We make the end of the cycle, which is to make that harvest. And as we make a harvest, we assess, right? We take inventory, stock. We learn what we did and what we get to reap, the quality of that, and how to adjust tactics for the next season. So this is that space in between that one part of a cycle and another part of a cycle, right? An ending and a beginning, or a beginning and an ending simultaneously. And this is that space in between where it's like a breath in that note being sung. It's like that slight pause to kind of assess, gain your footing, and get back right into it again. That's kind of how I feel like life's been kind of going for you here too, Taurus. So Ten of Swords reversed. This is, at least it's reversed, is what I want to say here. Taurus, with the Ten of Swords reversed, I think you're feeling very fortunate, very blessed in this energy here. Kind of needing to just kind of realize and assess that differences between your projected outcomes and what you're willing to see or what you're willing to accept. Laguz, yeah, Laguz is in your clarity right now for the rune of clarity for your right now energies. So more of that divine feminine kind of healing work, surrendering to flow, listening to your intuition, grounding your emotional self, like firming up the banks to your river. Maybe this is you being near a body of water currently, or needing to be near one currently. Even viewing a body of water for about 20 minutes has an uplifting emotional equivalent in our psyche. So take that how that resonates, Taurus, and leave what doesn't. But this is, I think, needing to handle this kind of lesson with some grace here. And I think you are, but we're going to get into that here in a lot more detail pretty soon. So here we have the divine masculine kind of rune. This is the god Ing's rune, Ingwaz, here in your near future. So you have the divine feminine and masculine working in that balance here for you, which is beautiful here, Taurus. So needing to work on both, maybe blessed or challenged with aspects of both. But regardless, this is still calling you, calling in for that inner balance and sense of stability. There's no reversed meaning for Ingwaz. This is successfully planting that seed into fertile soil. This is knowing without guessing, responding without reacting, kind of like a healed ego kind of energy, like being sure in the fact that the seed has been planted in fertile soil and it will germinate, it will grow whenever it needs to, and you have that full faith in that stability of knowing that that is how it will proceed. Ace of Wands reverse clarifies. Okay, yeah, so just I see you working on more of your inner stability here in your near future. So that's nothing to be ashamed of here. Just because the Ace of Wands reversed here is probably just making sure with this whole like Mercury in retrograde kind of energy is probably advisable for us to double check our stability before we're going off and just manifesting new things right away, especially with these kinds of challenges that we were just in here recently. Okay, Taurus. All right, needing to just kind of adapt to the flow and the presence and kind of get your balance and your footing first before you can make those big next creative kind of measures. I know it feels like you want to kind of get going, right? Maybe even a little bit of cabin fever kind of syndrome. But definitely still be working on yourself, is what I see here. Balancing your needs, constraints, limitations. So yeah, something might be coming up where you might just need to save some of your resources or some of your energy up for that. That's a need versus a want here. Like you want to get going, but this is the universe saying like you got a need that's also coming up that you probably just need to be frugal for. It's not saying don't spend anything or don't invest in anything, but just saying be very wise and stable into how and what you are investing your energy in. Go within again for clarity, right? You have the Ace of Wands reversed. This is not all green lights right away for you. Okay, balance is it a want versus a need? Is it a limitation versus a perceived or limitation, like a fear or something like that? All right, so in your influence for the now is maybe a test of faith. This is the rune of Algies. This is your divine defense with the antlers of the elk rune here. Built-in divine defense, also your built-in divine connection. Very grounding kind of energy. So this is calling in your aspects of stability. Where is your faith? Where you stand? Maybe this is you being maybe a little defensive, needing to kind of take that step away from this situation in your recent past. That could be shaking your faith a bit. But with this Ten of Swords reversed here, I feel very hopeful for you, especially with this reassurance of Lagos and Yara here. You're learning some valuable lessons. So I see this as maybe just being an influence of a little bit of a test of faith, but also reassurance that, and a reminder that you are, hey, you are divinely connected and protected at all times, no matter what. And sometimes it helps to have that good reminder, doesn't it? We have the Queen of Cups to clarify this, and it's reversed. So yeah, needing to kind of adjust things within before going without, and being able to masterfully kind of exhibit ourselves outwardly. This is that review and checking within, for our own faith and stability, our own emotional kind of depth and clarity, for sure. Yeah, where you stand with your identities, labels, attachments to things as manas, your clarity as far as where you stand in the world, where you stand with these other energies, your attachments to these aspects, labels, paradigms, etc. Right there. You're going to test your faith and probably shake your emotions, right? You're going to probably need to reinvent aspects of yourself emotionally, like inwardly, as far as this goes. I see you doing a lot of interesting work here, Taurus, on the inside, though. What your advice here is to simply smile, be happy, be in your pleasure, be in your bliss. Remember, this is Reho looks like a wound, Joe, here that just grew a leg. So this is you like embodying more of that joy, that client flag of success of trial, after trial is what I mean. So with that, it is like telling you, imagine what your victory is going to be like, and kind of project that, right? Project that energy of what that would feel like when you eventually reach that goal that you're working on. How happy you would be, what the celebration would be like, right? What kind of food will be there? Who is going to be invited? What kind of activities would you do? Like start like really getting into that and getting happy and excited about that. Follow your joy, follow your bliss. You have the Nine of Cups upright, clarifying that. Yeah, what you find emotionally fulfilling in a grounded way. Things, memories that you'll want. Start creating some memories or being intentional about these energies that you're going to want to take with you, or maybe be nostalgic about, like, hey, remember when we were like this happy, this present with each other. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is like the best advice to give somebody. Yeah, Isa here just kind of drives it home with being still, going within, being gentle with yourself, letting the ice freeze over the deep lake for that deep emotional clarity. Isa is like, yeah, if you want to go ahead and like freeze frame, take a mental picture of these beautiful moments so you can be nostalgic about them in the future. Yeah, go within, remember these, kind of be grateful, right, with, and internalize like these beautiful feelings, and try to perpetuate this joy and this bliss moving forward, knowing that you can be a lot more secure in having your needs met and a lot more stable with these energies in the future. This is a little bit of a, yeah, this is a big change that you're kind of accepting within yourself. You yourself, Taurus, aren't like going through a huge identity change, but you like emotionally, I think, are. Odin's rune here is clarifying the energetic outcome of all this, so we will get a rune of clarity for that, and then at the very end here from an unused set. So this is like the patch that covers Odin's eye. This is something that's hidden from you, or something that you already know, Taurus. So I think this is something that you already know. But here we have the Seven of Cups reversed. So I see this as maybe not needing to be so cautious about choices in your near future. Like you're going to resonate more with, you're going to have a lot more clarity as far as what is the right cup to accept in the future. With the Seven of Cups reversed here in the near future, it's going to be a bit, I think, more laid out for you and easier to, at least, to understand or comprehend what those choices are and what you get to invest your energies in. Yeah, I was here, the rune of the yew tree, Y-E-W, for durability, flexibility, strength. The world axis tree, you hear, this is that supreme balance and knowing of these energies and being able to flex and change with that. This is like you mastering your emotional self. This is like this whole rune reading here, Taurus, is you mastering your emotional self. But in very beautiful ways. You got the Nine of Cups, you have Wunjo, Isa here, kind of solidifying this beautiful joy, but you got this awesome divine feminine and masculine balance, this change, this test of faith here that you're kind of going through. Just remember to be present. Okay, so let's get this rune of clarity here for your outcome. Yeah, needs, constraints, limitations, met more with novice. Yeah, balances of needs versus wants, fears or perceived limitations versus your actual limitations. Life happens. You're going to be able to handle things a lot easier as they come up, as you are present. Right? You're not projecting your fears in the future. You're not living in the past with coulda, woulda, shoulda. You're being happy and blessed and present and being more in the now here, Taurus. This is very beautiful. Let me know in the comments below how this all resonates here for you. We're going to get that card of clarity now from the Dragon Path Oracle deck. These are beautiful messages, so let's get one here for you. Divine, please show us clearly what message of clarity do the dragons have for Taurus here for this week's Divinely Guided Room reading. Divine, please show us clearly what message of clarity do you have for Taurus? What one card of clarity? What one card of clarity do you have, please, for Taurus? Wow, that's a lot more than one. All right, let's try that again. Divine, please show us clearly what message of clarity do you have for Taurus's Divinely Guided Room reading here for this week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is Grace, card number 16. Grace, this is a beautiful dragon. They're all beautiful dragons. I love every single one of these cards. I'm a huge dragon fan. I have a dragon in every room of my house. So yeah, we're going to read more about this card 16, the dragon, here in just a moment. Just have to find the page. Grace again says, you are more than you can possibly imagine. This dragon flies into our lives when we have been or are struggling with self-worth, self-respect, and self-love issues, or when we have been neglecting ourselves. It's time to look at ourselves and discover who we truly are. We are magnificent human beings who need to find ways to let go of our self-imposed limitations and self-limiting beliefs. Grace's words are simple. Stop it now. You are more than you can possibly imagine, and you can achieve so much more than you foresee. Believe in yourself. Push the boundaries of your self-imposed limits. If you don't try, you will never know how successful you can be. And if you perceive that you have failed, remember that there's no such thing as failure, only experience to learn from. Try again. Dragons have an issue with the word love because we continually misuse it. So they've opted instead for grace, which they tell me is more encompassing and authentic. Grace is a deep acceptance of all that is within and without us. It means the end of struggle through embracing the whole of us as we truly are. Namaste. Have a blessed and abundant week.